What's going on? So about a year or so ago, I reviewed the first like 7 films of the Saw franchise. So there's two that I never did: Jigsaw and Spiral. So today I'm going to be talking about Jigsaw. It was released October 27th, 2017. It was produced by Greg Hoffman, Oren Colas, and Mark Berg. And it was directed by the Spearig brothers, who's also done other films like Daybreakers, uh, Predestation, Winchester, and Undead, to name a few. And it had a $10 million budget, like most of the other Saw films. Jigsaw is almost like a reboot, almost, but they did continue the Saw story somehow. And this might be there might be spoilers and stuff in this video, so just so you're aware. But yeah, so you see the Saw trap from the trailer, the one with the buckets on their heads and attached to a collar and stuff. Um, there's five victims, and they all have to work together, just like any typical Saw trap. But yeah, of course they don't. It doesn't go that way. I did love the deaths in this film. It's way more gory, way more graphic, and definitely way more realistic than the crappy pink blood style that we got in Saw 3D or Saw 7 or Saw the Final Chapter, whatever you want to call that one. And yeah, so the deaths in this were realistic. Now the traps are kind of hit and miss in some spots. Some of it was very simplistic and more of a psychological test this time, which is interesting to see. It's not like super elaborate or anything, but like the first trap was neat and stuff. It was very graphic and things, and definitely the public, as in the story, anyways, is getting used to the way Jigsaw is, where they don't overthink it. They try to work as a team somewhat in this one, and then it was only halfway through the film that it separates and goes into something different, and it's pretty neat. It was pretty interesting. It definitely has your typical um, morals of like Saw morals, anyways, of like people doing bad and paying for like their sins, sort of, and things like that. Like one guy sold a guy a motorcycle, and it had something bad, like a bad carburetor or something that blew, that died, and then the guy ended up getting hit by a truck, which ends up, spoiler alert, is basically a relative of Jigsaw. Jigsaw's actually alive in this one too, so he's the one who's designed all the traps. But they do put another clever twist, which I won't say what it is, at the end, which I didn't really see coming, and I thought it was pretty interesting how they incorporated that and how well they blended it together. And then they definitely go over the film and point out like the clues that they left you and stuff to see if you got it and stuff. And yeah, it was actually pretty well done. It's better than I was expecting. It's definitely not like the greatest movie ever or anything like that, but it's definitely better than like half the sequels, I thought. Um, yeah, the um, yeah, but the acting and stuff is pretty okay. I didn't mind it. There's some CGI enhancements to the deaths which weren't that great, but yeah, I did like the fact that the last like victim of it all was the way they played it out and stuff like that was actually very well done. But they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. How are they going to proceed from here? Well, apparently they figured it out somehow because they have Spiral out now. But yeah, Jigsaw is a decent film. It's meant for Saw fans. So if you're not a fan of Saw, you probably won't like it. But if you are a fan of the Saw films and just like it, just don't expect elaborate traps. Because you might like this film, but yeah, just don't expect the elaborate traps. These ones are more simplistic and mundane in certain aspects and a little bit cheesy in certain parts. But yeah, I thought it was decent enough. I like the kills. The Saw traps are all right, and the story was actually interesting and definitely a twist that sort of got me. There was pretty interesting. Um, yeah, but they did write themselves in the corner, so it's gonna be interesting how they did it because I haven't watched Spiral yet, so it's gonna see interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, besides being boring traps and stuff, it's not that bad. They bring back a lot of like the puppets and everything, and yeah, it was a decent film. Not the best, not the worst. I'd say it's middle of the road. So I'm gonna give this one a 2.5 out of 5. Um, no, let's give it a 3 out of 5, because Jigsaw, it was better than I was expecting. So yeah, that's all. That's my thoughts on it. There's not really much to talk about the Saw film, so yeah. But there's a trailer link down below if you haven't seen it yet and want to check it out or just see what I'm talking about. It's linked down below. Also, my Instagram's always linked down below, where I always post clips of films I'm reviewing in the future on my story. And I usually have the film title and a hashtag, and put the subject on a film and a hashtag in the video clip so you're aware of it. And so yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, stay in the loop. Or you could also check out my Letterbox. I'll link that down below too, where I put my first star rating right after watching it on there. So yeah, so follow me on Letterbox and Instagram to stay in the loop to see what's coming up next. Yeah, make sure you like the video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your favorite Saw film from the Saw franchise down below. I'd love to hear your opinions on them. Also, I like to hear your opinions on this film. What did you guys think of it? It'll be interesting to hear and compare notes with other people. So make sure you throw some comments down below. Also, if you have any films that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, whether it's horror, sci-fi, anything, or any film franchise, or anything that you think I should check out and review, comment those down below. Try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And make sure you subscribe, because I never know what I'm going to talk about next, and I absolutely have no idea yet. So we'll see how it goes. But it's spooky season because it's October, and yeah, so I talk about horror all the time, so I don't know if I'm... Last year I kind of just like did the opposite of everyone and talked about non-horror films in October, but we'll see how it goes. I got a couple interesting ones I could probably bring up, but yeah, we'll see how I feel about it doing that, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So watch out for all those killer puppets and those psycho killers torturing people, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So cheers.